So we're going to keep going on with this here. We started this yesterday, and we started talking about extraneous solutions. So the first one we did or the last problem we did yesterday, we got two answers, yes? But one of them didn't work. And that's what it makes it an extraneous solution. So here we have the absolute value of 3n plus 18 equals 6n. So we're going to set it up as our two equations. So we have 3n plus 18 equals 6n. And 3n plus 18 equals negative 6n. One of these most likely won't work, but we can't just predict one or the other. Because it could be that the one with negative 6n actually gives us our actual answer, and the one with 6n gives us our extraneous solution. So there's not always a set rhyme or reason which one will and which one won't. So we have to solve it. So we need to get the variables on the same side. Now we could add or subtract 3n from both sides. So we're looking at the one on the right, not the one on the left. This one here. So I could subtract 3n from both sides, or I could subtract 6n. Which one do you think would be a little bit faster? I have 3n here and 6n here, yes? Is there something with 3n? Oh, there's the 18, yes? Is there anything with 6n? Well, no, it's just 6n, right? So it's going to be a little bit easier if I move the 3n over. Because if I subtract 3n from both sides, 3n minus 3n cancels. So I have 18 is equal to 6n minus 3n is 3n. So we're almost done getting n by itself. So the next thing we need to do is we need to divide both sides by 3. 3 and 3 will simplify to 1, leaving me with the n. 18 divided by 3 is 6. Questions on this here? We good with this here? Yes? Now we need to do something similar on the other side. So here I'm going to subtract 3n again. Because 3n minus 3n cancels out. And what I have is 18 is equal to, well, negative 6n minus 3n will give us negative 9n. And then last but not least, we need to get n by itself, and we're going to do what? We're going to divide both sides by negative 9. And when we divide both sides by negative 9, well, negative 9 and negative 9 will simplify, yes? Which leaves us with what? N by itself. 18 divided by negative 9 is negative 2. So we got both of our answers, yes? Are we good with how we got those answers? Okay. Negative 2 and 6. So I'm going to erase everything. 2n equals 6. We have to plug it back in and check it. So I can do the absolute value of 3 times negative 2 plus 18 is equal to 6 times negative 2. Well, 3 times negative 2 is negative 6. Plus 18 is 12. The absolute value of 12 is 12. Yes? Well, this gives us negative 12. That's not correct, is it? Because there's nothing that's going to make the negative 12 positive. So what does that tell us? That tells us n equals negative 2 does not work. It doesn't work. Okay? Questions on this here? All right. Then we can check 6n, so we can do 3 times 6 plus 18 equals 6 times 6. Well, 3 times 6 is 18. Plus 18, 6 times 6 is 36. 18 plus 18 is 36. 36 does equal 36. It works. So n equals 6 is our solution. Questions on this here? We good with this here? Yes. Any questions on this here? Are we good with this here? Starting to bore y'all because we get this? Yes. last type that we're going to look at is this here. So we have absolute values on both sides. And yes, it does look similar to what we started with for 1.62. So in your notes, it'll say example 6 on top of it. So it should be towards the back of the note sheet. So to solve, the absolute value of x plus 5 is equal to the absolute value of x plus 11. So these have some special cases to them. There's something special about it. Otherwise, I wouldn't bring these up. Okay? So what we'll have is our two cases. X plus 5 is equal to x plus 11. We have our one case. 5 is equal to. In our other case we talked about the other day, like for the one side, when we have the negative case, we can switch every sign there because it's the negative case. Because the way I showed you originally was doing negative outside, parentheses around it. But when we multiply through, it's really just changing the sign of everything inside. So if the sign is positive, it's now negative. If it was negative, it's now positive. We switch the signs. So let's look at this side here. Well, I'm going to get x's on the same side. So what would I do with this here? I would subtract x, yes? Well, x minus x is 0, yes? So what I'm left with is 5 is equal to. Here, x minus x. Is 5 equal to 11? No, this is a false statement, isn't it? So this side doesn't work at all. And that's kind of why I'm showing you this here, because this side doesn't work. It doesn't mean both sides will, but let's look at the other side. So this side over here, I'm going to do the same step I did first. I'm going to subtract x from both sides. Because here, x minus x still cancels, and I have 5. So that didn't change, did it, from this one over here? So let's look over here. What is negative x minus x? So this one here did, yes? Because on the first one we did, first part of this, both sides x canceled out. But here, because the x is negative, it's almost negative 1 minus 1, gave us negative 2. So this one here will work. Now we still need to get x by itself, so I can add 11 to both sides. Now when I add 11 to both sides, well, negative 11 plus 11 will cancel. Negative 2x. 5 plus 11 is 16. And lastly, we need to divide so that x is by itself. So I'm going to divide both sides by negative 2. Negative 2 divided by negative 2 will give me just x, because the negative 2 over negative 2 will simplify to 1. 16 divided by negative 2, negative 8. And that's our answer. And we can plug it back in and check it, and it will work. But that's our answer right here. Questions on this here? We good with these here? One more and we're good with these? Or do you have it? We're good? Yes? You're not lying to me? No? No? Okay. I just want to make sure. I'm just making sure. So we're going to have our two cases. 2r minus 4 is equal to 2r plus 10. 2r minus 4 is equal to what? Because this is our opposite case, yes? So our 2r would be what? There's going to be a negative 2r minus 10. So if it helps to write the negative and then parentheses around the 2r plus 10, do that. If this makes more sense, just switching the signs on one side, do that. Do whichever one you find easier or makes more sense. So this one here on the left, what are we going to do to get r on the same side? We're going to subtract, yes? So if I subtract 2r from both sides, well, 2r and 2r cancel, yes? Here, they cancel. What am I left with? Negative 4 is equal to 10. Well, that's not true. So this whole side doesn't work, does it? Okay. Let's come over here on the right. Let's subtract 2r again, because these here will cancel out. And all I'm left with is equals negative 2 minus 2 is negative 4r minus 10. So what can we do to get negative 4r by itself? Because it has the negative 10 with it, yes? So what would we do? We're going to add 10 to both sides, because these here will cancel. I have negative 4r left. Negative 4 plus 10 is, last but not least, what do we need to do? Divide both sides by negative 4. When I do that, I get r by itself, and here I'm going to have negative 6/4. Now, if you plug in negative 6/4 in the calculator, it will reduce it to 3/2, because 6 and 4 have a common factor of 2 that will simplify out. Questions on this here? Good. Y'all need to see another example one of these. Yes? Because we'll do more. I'm fine with doing more. No? Yes? I'll do another one. Let's do this one. Number 13, the last problem on the note sheet is this one here. This one here. So we're going to have our two examples. We'll have 5x minus 2 is equal to 5x plus 4. And then we'll also have 5x minus 2 is equal to negative 5x minus 4. So we'll have the positive case and the negative case. So what are we going to do here? We're going to subtract 5x, because these will and these will. Now, if it had been that if this had been negative 5x, we would have added 5x to both sides. But here we subtract. And I get what? Negative 2 is equal to 4. And it's worked out on most of these here that it works out that way. And one of these will cancel out. Now we look at this other one here, we're going to, let's subtract 5x again. This 5x minus 5x will cancel. And I'm left with negative 2 is equal to minus 4. We're going to add 4 to both sides because, again, I want to get x by itself. So we're moving any of the other numbers away. So since I have negative 4 here, I'm going to add 4 to it, because negative 4 plus 4 will cancel, leaving me with negative 10x on this side. Negative 2 plus 4 will give me 2. And last but not least, I need to both sides by negative 10. And when I do that, I'll get x by itself, and I'll have negative 2 over 10. Well, that's the same as what? Negative 1 over 10, which is the same as negative 0.1. I'll take any one of those answers. So on the test, I'll take it in any one of those three forms, whichever one you want to write it as. Okay? Any questions on anything we've done so far? We good with all this here? Okay. Well, that is it for today.